Hi, I'm Gordon Yee. I'm a resident in St. Anne de Bellevue North, and I've got with me here Paula Howa. She's the mayor, and we're
On
together
a Sunday
because
morning,
on
by
a
the way.
Sunday morning, and we're here because I know that I've had some questions about the new light rail transit that's coming in, and I asked Paula for some more information because ideally I would not want it to go where it is going to go, and Paula offered to explain some of this to me. Now I can tell you right off that ideally for me, for my lifestyle, I would love to see it right up here. And I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera or not, but we're up at the top of Meloche and Chemin Saint Marie. And I would love to see it go there because I think it would suit my lifestyle really great. So Paula, why can't it go there?
Well, there's several reasons why I can't go there. First of all, this land is privately owned by Broccolini, and therefore CDPQ Infra would have had to expropriate this land, which would of course added to the entire cost of the project itself. That's number one. Number two, it does not have easy access to, even though you would have easy access to the westbound 40, you would not have easy access to the eastbound 40. And on top of that, this is a very narrow road that cannot be widened. And with the amount of traffic that it's going to bring in, I think you might think that you would want it here, but you're probably not going to want it here because of the heavy congestion that you're going to get from here.
That's true, because I know that over at the intersection of the Industrial Road, whenever there's people coming in or out, that intersection gets really congested. So I guess that with it being here, it
That's
would be
right.
even worse.
And on top of that, from a financial perspective, for us, for St. Anne's anyway, you are here in front of a residential sector.
Okay.
Where they have it now is in front of an industrial sector. And if you want to attract new industries and if you want to attract workers to this area in order to bring up our value, our industrial,
Work type
assiette,
thing.
then you would have to, logically speaking, put it across the street from or in the middle of an industrial sector.
Okay.
All
All right,
right.
let's go take a look then at the other area I'd like to see.
All right, let's go.
So this is probably the second area that I wouldn't mind seeing it going, and we're in the Zodiac parking lot right now, and so we're between the two accesses to the highway on either side, and I'd love to see it going in an area like this because it's otherwise completely unused and it would be closer to the industrial and still fairly close to the residential. So why can't we put it here?
Well, because this is completely unusable land. This area floods every spring and sometimes in the autumn, and you can't build anything here. Never mind a very heavy infrastructure like a train station, but you can't even build a building there.
Couldn't we drain the land and stuff like that?
I'm not a
Okay.
physicist or geophysicist or whatever, but I've been told that this land is completely unusable.
Okay, and I guess if it's wetland, there's probably even some ecological concerns with it going here.
I would assume.
Okay.
But this land, I don't think you'll ever see anything built over here.
Okay. This would have been nice again because it's closer to the industrial, a little bit further from the residential.
You
But
know
if
what?
you can't do it,
It actually would have been ideal because it's it's far removed. It's right in front of a Zodiac airspace, and it's in between the entrance and the exit. So it would have been ideal, but it's not.
Just can't be
it's
done.
not feasible.
All right. Let's go on to spot number 3.
All right.
Okay, we're at what I would like to see is probably the third option, and right behind us here we've got the exit coming off onto from Chemin Saint Marie. From Morgan exit, turning right here, we're facing east along Chemin Saint Marie. Can't really show you too well with this one, but this would be a great location as well. It's again, it's not that far for the residents to walk, and it's right by the industrial park.
Yeah.
So why could it not be here?
From my understanding, the limitations here is everything, the infrastructure that is underground, the infrastructure that needs to be placed underground. So that's why I believe, from what I could tell from the diagrams, that you will have some kind of entrance here, but they cannot put the entire station over here.
I see. So this will actually kind of be part of it. Maybe they might even do parking here or something.
There might be. There might be.
But the station itself needs to be further down because of existing infrastructure. That probably has something to do with, I remember several years ago, they kind of dug underneath the highway and everything, right?
And if you take a look at their working documents, and this document is the one that they were distributing when they did their presentation here back in 2016, and they've got to figure out who owns the actual underground infrastructure here, because you do have water pipes, you have sewer pipes, you have natural gas, you have a whole bunch of different stuff over here.
Right, so of course you can't cover that stuff up with a train station.
Well, I would assume. I would assume that would not be a good idea.
Okay, so we are on the edge of it here.
We are on the edge, yes.
Okay, let's go to where it will actually be then.
Okay.
We're here now at where the actual location will be, right?
Yeah.
And now,
thereabouts. You know, it
Okay.
might be 2 feet to the left, 2 feet to the right, whatever. But this is the general area of where it's going to be. And as you can see, it is completely open.
Here, let me turn around this way so people can see it
It
here.
is completely open. There is nothing standing in its way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Completely open, yep, for
it
sure.
also belongs to the MTQ, which has a big impact on the cost, the final cost of it. So it's
Okay.
just the MTQ that's going to be transferring the land to CDPQ. Unlike the Broccolini land that would have had to be purchased,
Right.
it's pretty much ready in terms of it's empty, it's vacant.
There's no problems with drainage here as far as you
There is-
know.
As far as I know, there is no problem with drainage. That's what they've told us anyway. And you know, in the overall, all of this that you see over here is going to end up being our new industrial sector.
Okay.
So it makes sense to have people, employees, get off the trains at the train station and walk across the street to get to work.
Okay.
That's the whole idea, right?
Well, I think that you've answered pretty much every question I had. Like you said,
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen in the other areas, but there's all kinds of pretty valid reasons that just can't go there.
There's always limitations, and you know you have to work within the boundaries and the restrictions. And I just want to note that if you take a look at our PPU back from 2017, even 2016, it's always been in this area.
Okay.
And if you take a look, unfortunately, at the REM website or CDPQ, you'll notice that it still has not been updated. They still have the Kirkland train station up at the corner of St. Charles and the Fort, and we know that it's not there anymore.
Okay.
There have been changes already to the Mount Royal train station. That one's not reflected in their website. So now we know that the Kirkland train station is going to be at the Colisée.
Okay.
So it just makes even more sense that it be here, or else you'd have them really, really close together, and that just would not be logical.
Okay.
And there still is an issue. Originally, they had thought that it was going to be an elevated structure,
Yes.
but now they're talking about maybe making it ground level
level.
structure, and then having it go up from there and be elevated by the time it gets to Kirkland.
Interesting. Okay.
So, you know, we're still a few years away. So, of course, you know, right now these are all preliminaries, but they're not very far off from what they had told us from the very beginning. A few little changes here and there, but that's to be expected. But that's the overall. That's where we stand right now.
All right. Well, Paula, thank you very much for your
You're
time.
very
Really
welcome.
appreciate this information, and hopefully clears things up for a lot of people.
Hopefully, hopefully.